Hey Facebook, it's your friendly nosy neighbor Jessica Carden with the Murdoch Man Ring Company, and we're here again live, but now we're at the City of Idaho Falls because again, today is the day we are saying thank you to all those snowplow drivers who are working so hard. We know it's not perfect out there and everyone's a little bit on edge, but man, they are working so hard. So we wanted a chance to come in, bring them some donuts, say thank you, and maybe get a little bit of information from a few folks. Let's see who we've got here. So we have Carrie and Brian. You guys said we're gonna, and then we also have, don't tell Jamie, and Jamie. So you guys, Carrie, who are you? And Brian, who are you?
Okay, I am Carrie Hammond. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Fire Department and Public Works.
Oh, excellent.
And I'm Brian Carden. I'm the...
Oh, Brian, what was your name again?
Brian Carden.
Brian Carden, great, excellent.
Yep. And I am the street superintendent for the City of Idaho Falls.
So can we ask a few questions? Maybe answer some questions in there. So you said we're going to head to the back so that we don't...
Go back to my office so we don't get interrupted.
Is that the principal's office?
I hope not.
No, Brian's the principal's office. And FYI, she's going to be really mad that I'm doing this, but in reality, Chad Murdoch has called in a couple times about roads and asking questions, and Jamie is the one that's answered the phone, and she's been so great and so nice, and she takes all your calls. So we're just going to go by and just pretend like we're not looking at her and just say, Jamie's awesome. This is the gal. Be nice to Jamie. Be nice to Jamie. Okay. Well, super. Oh, and a great backdrop, of course. Okay, so talk to us. We've got the snow, and we've got more snow coming tonight, right?
We do.
So what are things people can do to help the city to make this job easier for those plow workers? Plow workers, plow drivers?
Drivers.
Plowers?
Operators.
Operators, that's the word.
Snow plow operators.
Oh, that's excellent.
So the biggest thing is look for information up on our website. We put all the information on what we're doing using our interactive map. Get your vehicles off the road is the biggest thing. It makes it so much more efficient.
This is a hot topic, right?
It is.
Because not everybody has off-street parking. They have to park there. How will they know when to get their cars off the road? Or should they just be trying to find parking somewhere else all the time? Well, we have snow.
The biggest thing is when we have snow, look to our webpage as well as social media and all that information we put out there. We also have an interactive snow map.
Where do they find that? What's your website?
It's www.idahofallsidaho.gov.
Oh, there you go. And on there's a little thing that says snow removal, right? Should be about as easy to get to as possible. What's your page? It's on social media as well.
Yes. So we have the City of Idaho Falls Facebook page and Twitter as well. So it's on both of those. And we update those pages, not only social media, but also our website as each day as we go along. So we keep people informed that way. So you can also sign up for text alerts. So every time.
So if you're feeling like you're not in the know, text alerts will help you. Okay.
Correct. Yep. So every time we get ready to do a snow event and have parking restrictions, we'll send out a text message so people can text IFalerts, all one word, no spaces, to 91011. So IF alerts to 91011.
Okay, I'll put that in the comments, everybody, so that you can get that. That is an excellent thing. So, Brian, you were saying on this, you guys do updates and they can look at the map. What's the what shows on that interactive map? What are they gonna find out?
Interactive map, it shows all of our priority 1 and 2 streets, which are the first streets we do in town, our arterials, around the emergency facilities, around schools, things like that. And it'll show all of those streets on there on whether they're working or we've completed them. So we go through and we update those as crews complete those areas. And then it also has all of our residential areas, all those zones. And on that we have the date of when we're planning on doing that zone, as well as when we complete that zone, the day we completed that zone.
How do you determine when you're going to do those roads? Right? Because that's the big thing is who determines when a residential street gets plowed?
So in our Zone A areas, which are the narrower streets in town that we have to get vehicles moved off of them in order to plow because our equipment can't get down if all the vehicles are on the roads.
Hashtag the number streets.
Hashtag the number streets, the lettered streets.
The lettered streets.
Yes. So with those, we work with police and have to get that schedule with police. We're typically at least 24 hours notice to those people before we get into those areas.
Will they be noticed on the text alerts? Would they know that?
Yeah. So I send 3 different texts, actually 4. I'll send a text alert to say parking restrictions are in place citywide. Then I'll send one for Zone A when we're right before we go into north-south streets, because we do north-south streets one day. And then the next day I'll send the south or east-west streets. And then when we lift all of the parking restrictions, I will send another text alert to say the parking restrictions have been lifted.
That's pretty informative, because that's always the wonder is if, well, so they should know a day before. So if they're headed off to work, they should have known that they were going to be in a snow event. Is that what we have, right? And get your car off the road.
Yeah.
Do you not plow if there are cars on the road?
In Zone A?
In Zone A.
No, so Zone A, we work with police, and they do ticket and tow the cars that are in Zone A that are parked against those parking restrictions.
So those text alerts could be very helpful if you're going to get your car towed.
Correct.
Yes, they can.
And then also remember, if you're going on vacation, because snow usually falls around Christmas time and around New Year's. So if you're planning a vacation, make sure that you have family members sign up for those alerts as well, and they have a trusted family member or friend has your car key if it's parked in the road, so that they can move that car for you.
How long do they have to have it moved? Until the restriction is lifted?
Right.
So off the streets until the restriction's lifted.
So in our Zone A, we do work even days, the north-south streets, even numbered days, odd days, the east-west streets. So those people that don't have off-street parking, they can move around the corner onto one or the other street.
On a cross street.
Yep, and on those, we only plow those Zone A's from 8 in the morning till 5 at night.
And lately, they've had them done because we were getting the information out more and more, and people are getting used to moving their cars in Zone A, that they can finish that faster. They can finish before 5 p.m. If all those cars are moved out of the way, and they can easily get down the road.
Okay, here's a hot topic. Driveways. I mean, for me, and honestly, and I was on a road in my neighborhood, I would rather have my driveway snowed in than the road not get plowed. But we know that there are things that, so are they just need to expect to have their driveway plowed in? Because you guys can't follow and plow everyone's driveways out. How does that, right?
Well,
I mean, that's the hard question.
As part of our snow and ice control policy, we do actually clear a minimum 10-foot section out of the driveway, so if there is an emergency, people can get out of their driveways. And we do that as we're plowing. Our graders that we have out in the residential areas actually do have a gate on the side too, that they can close the gate on and reduce the amount of snow going into the driveway as they go through.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's kind of an all-in-one kind of thing that we do that as we plow.
So what if a resident that it feels like that's not happening, their driveway is just getting plowed in? Is it because maybe the snowplow doesn't have a gate, or just couldn't? They were just trying to work. Because I know that's the big question. Like, well, my driveway's all plowed in. Why didn't they put the gate down?
Yeah, it's one of those things. We do our best to get them. Sometimes mistakes happen.
Yep.
I mean, give us a call if you didn't get the minimum 10-foot section, and we'll get it remedied.
Well, and I think...
okay, before you go, I want everyone to listen to that one more time. These are people, too. They make mistakes. Let's give them a break. Okay, well, let's keep going.
Also, try to remember that there are more than 740 lane miles in the city of Idaho Falls. So it's hard to have patience, and we realize that people are frustrated, but not only are they plowing the lane miles, but we're one of the only cities in Idaho Falls that opens that 10-foot opening to those driveways, and that's 17,000 properties. So keep that in mind when, you're frustrated. We know you're frustrated. We're city employees too. Some of us live here. We are also shoveling our way out and helping our kids get out of, their spots and when they get stuck. And so we're feeling the frustration as well. And we're getting to you as quickly as possible.
So can I ask a question that maybe has nothing to do with it, and maybe it's just me questioning things? What's the deal with plowing the snow to the middle of the road and then picking it up? Is it because of the sidewalks? And this is just me questioning personally. So is that just a tactic that anyway? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. It's one of those things that the areas that we pick up, we try not to pick up as much as possible because it's the most expensive way to deal with snow. But the areas that we do pick up are mostly arterial roadways that we really don't have a place to store all that snow.
Besides throwing it on the businesses along that road?
Correct. And then some of the other areas that we do are narrow areas that we don't have the width to plow it to the outside, like 12th Street. And then there are some other areas that we have some drainage issues that if we were to pile it to the side of the road, that we would flood houses.
Makes sense.
So
There we
that's
go.
why
I've
we
always
do
wondered
that.
about that. I'm like, look,
Yeah.
they're picking the snow up. But
Yeah,
there you go.
It's one of those things we try and do as little of that as possible just because it is the most expensive way to deal with snow.
Yeah.
But there are some cases in our city that we just don't have any other option.
Yeah. You guys, any other tips or things that the public should know about so that to help with the snow so that we can all be helping each other?
So I think the easiest thing to remember is that when it snows 2 inches or more, go find more information. So when you walk outside in the morning and you've seen that it is snowed all night long, go find additional information. Go to 2 different resources. Our City of Idaho Falls website, we keep snow removal information on there all season long, so you can find updates there. Our City of Idaho Falls Facebook page, and then we also work closely with our local media outlets. So we need people, when you walk out and you see that snow, seek additional information about parking restrictions.
That's awesome. Okay, you guys, that's phenomenal. Thank you for taking your time.
Thank you.
You guys, this is a hard time. We have a lot of snow. We're in Idaho. We have another event coming. So let's be patient, kind, and help each other, help our neighbors. And one more last thing. Thank you, snow plowers and city workers, for doing your jobs. It's pretty awesome. This has been Jessica Carden with the Murdoch Man Wearing Company and the Nosy Neighbors, keeping you in the know.